All right, guys. All right. Now, before we start, please like, subscribe, share this to your friends. All right. Show the channel some love. Brand new channel. But we're going to try to get some good stuff for you guys, right?
Just imagine, Biden has authorized Ukraine to strike Russia with American ATACMS missiles. These missiles can destroy targets over 186 miles away. It's like firing from Kursk and hitting Moscow's outskirts without even moving. In short, Ukraine now has a tool that could turn the tide of the war in a matter of seconds. And this isn't just rumors or politics, it's a game-changing reality. Here's how it happened.
All right, guys. All right. As you know, Trump is in, Biden is out. Now, for some weird reason, it seems like Biden is really salty. And he, in his mind, is like, they didn't vote for me, so I don't care about them. Or he got other ulterior motives. But, you know, we all could sit here and speculate and wonder why he's doing it. Right? Let's check this video out first.
Feels like a significant escalation. Does the U.S. and the U.S. actually, and President Biden gave the blessing to Vladimir Zelensky to use these very big missiles a couple of days ago. Does that come with the guarantee that if Russia escalates, the U.S. is there to protect them?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me tell you something. They have those missiles like forever. They used them before. They used them for the Russians that's already inside their territory, and it's been effective because Putin had to actually call for reinforcements. You know, the Koreans, I think it's like 10,000 Koreans that's coming to help them. So they've been doing pretty good using the artillery that the U.S. had been giving them, right? They've been doing their thing. You know, they got the tanks, they got the choppers, they got the many different things, tools to help them, right? So why the shift? All of a sudden, you lost the election with 2 months left. You can see my fingers? 2 months left. You're going to tell them, all right, the one thing Russia don't want you to do it.
Well, I think that this is a slew of questions that we do not yet have the answers to, Francine. And just to recap some of the news that we just got in the last few minutes, because this all feels fairly significant, is what we got from Vladimir Putin was signing into a decree allowing Russia to fire nuclear weapons in response to any kind of massive conventional attack on its soil. That would include drones. That would include presumably long-range missiles. That Russia would view aggression against itself or its allies by a non-nuclear state backed by other nuclear powers as a joint attack. In summary, basically saying that if there was an attack on Russia by a member of a coalition that will be seen as an attack by sort of the full coalition, i.e., even if it's a non-nuclear power aided by a nuclear power, that would be seen as a joint attack. This is something that Putin...
This all started because Ukraine wanted to be part of NATO, right? He was not feeling that idea. He think it was a bad idea because, listen, y'all surrounded me. You got Europe, you got this, you got that. I don't want that. Nobody will want their enemies so close to them, right? Think about it. You are the regular person. You got somebody that don't like you. You don't want them near you. Why you want them near you? You don't want them near you, right? So what he said is, if they decide to help them in that capacity that it could hurt Russia itself, not just the troops that come to fight, he gonna look at it as you did it. He did all it. They've been fighting for a minute. He never was talking stuff like this before. But once he realized that you actually giving people the okay to shoot into Russia, that means you part of the war. Let's go on.
has been talking about signing into as a decree since September. This is officially happening now, and it comes, obviously, Francine, just on the heels of that sort of news that we got from Joe Biden, basically permitting the Ukrainians to begin using some of these ATACMS within Russian territory in the Kursk region, not sort of all across Russia, but within that region. They have a range of about 300 kilometers, and this is coming at a time right now when we understand, again, from Ukrainian news agencies, that those first missiles have been deployed. So what we are getting this morning in the last few minutes is Putin, on the one hand, signing a decree that says that any sort of coalition strike that is backed by a nuclear power, even if it's by Ukraine, non-nuclear, striking within Russia, could see a nuclear response. Again, that is why there is seen a huge move into the haven assets over the last few minutes. You can see it on the sort of German bonds have been being bought up. You see the euro moving, you see gold moving, you see everything moving, because there's a lot.
War affects everything. War is bad. Trump don't want war. They all know Trump don't want war. He already told Biden that he's going to talk to Putin. He's going to come bring the guys together and squash it, right? Zelensky is willing to listen. The other guy is willing to listen and listen. Let me just make this disclosure. I am not a Russia supporter. You know what? I got another video for you.
The BBC has confirmed reports that the Biden administration will soon provide Ukraine with anti-personnel landmines. The explosive devices, which are banned by most countries, will be used.
Artillery that is banned. If it's banned, that means it's real bad. You know how bad it gotta be that you have a war and you say, nah, you can't do this to win? It gotta be bad. So why would you tell them to use something that's banned? Right? Hey.
To help prevent Russian advances within Ukrainian territory. Officials said Kyiv had committed to not use them in built-up areas. Anti-personnel landmines are electrically fused and require battery power to detonate. They're designed to go off when a person comes in close proximity. They will not.
You don't even have to step on it. That's the reason why. You could just be walking down the street and you could be in the vicinity. Now, you don't know how many feet that vicinity gonna be, but it's really nasty stuff. Let me run it back a little bit.
Mines are electrically fused and require battery power to detonate. They're designed to go off when a person comes in close proximity. They will not detonate when the battery runs out. These are banned in many countries under the 1997 Ottawa Treaty, which prohibits their use, stockpiling, production and transfer. 164 countries are signatories to the treaty. Ukraine is one of them, raising questions over the potential use of this weapon. The US, along with China, India and Russia, has not signed the treaty. Ukraine says it's struck an ammunition warehouse about 100 kilometers inside Russia in what the US says was the first time the American-provided ATACMS missiles have been fired at Russian soil. And the US embassy in Ukraine has closed its embassy in Kyiv.
It could go 100 kilometers. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, I tell you, man, they starting some stuff. Now, do you think Trump could bring it back from how far they went? You know, you could be out there trash talking on the street with your friends, the barber shop, at the nail salon for the ladies, but you can't say certain things. Once you go nuclear, like yo mama, that right there is like a yo mama joke. You went too far. Ain't no coming back from that. Yo mama? My mama? No, all right. Okay. Let's do a deep dive, right? You ever sit there and wonder, why start a war right now? I remember I was watching some congressional something. You know that guy that picked Matt Gaetz? He was talking about something. He was like, if we could get all the lobbyists out of Washington, maybe, just maybe, all these people up in Washington going to listen to us. We, the people. They're going to try their best because now it's going to be actually us paying them. They don't care about us. They care about pleasing their donors and the lobbyists, because now from the gist, he is using some lingo I wasn't really understanding, but when you listen to the essence of what he's saying is, if I give you, yeah, you looking at me, $1 million, and I tell you I'll give you another $1 million if you slap your mama. Now I'm just playing. If you do just this one thing I want, you got 10 things you want to do, but the 11th thing I want it to be what I want you to do. You will do it. Most people will. It's just this one thing. So I'm going to do it. And then you're going to get another $1 million. So now they against our interests at times, because some things the people want, the lobbyists, I should say, want, is not what we want. But they got to keep their money coming. They got to keep their coffers. I heard that word on the TV one time, like their coffers full, right? It's not fair and not right. Now we could think, okay, Korea got with Russia, so Biden was like, oh man, let's even the playing field, right? We could say Biden is salty that he lost, so screw America for going red and not blue. Or it could be something a little more sinister. I saw a video with RFK. Let me pull it up for you. A video with RFK talking about it. And this is insane. It can be true. It can be false. But it's something to make you think about. Watch this.
This is a war that should have never happened. It's a war that Russians tried repeatedly to settle on terms that were very, very beneficial to Ukraine and us. The major thing they wanted was for us to keep NATO out of the Ukraine. The big military contractors want to add new countries to NATO all the time. Why? Because then that country has to conform its military purchases to NATO weapon specifications, which means certain companies, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Boeing, and Lockheed, get a trapped market. In March of 2022, we committed $113 billion. Just to give you an example, we could have built a home for almost every homeless person in this country.
Ooh-wee. So I give my tax money. I file taxes. And when they get our money, they're giving our country all the way over on the other side of the world. 130. Oosa, 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 oosa. Tell me how you feel. Put it down in the comments. Tell me how you feel about that. They taking your hard-earned money, not giving it back to you so you could pay some bills and treat yourself nice, but giving it to other people to do what? Right? To fight war, buy weapons, do what? The place is going to get flattened, so what are they going to do? Why? It got homeless, as my man eloquently just said. You got homeless people that could have a house. Every single homeless. Let me pull it back a little bit. I'm a Christian, guys. I just nearly sinned my soul thinking about that right there.
Just to give you an example, we could have built a home for almost every homeless person in this country. We then committed another $24 billion since then, 2 months ago, and now President Biden is asking for another $60 billion. But the big expenses are going to come after the war, when we have to rebuild all the things that we destroyed.
You see what's happening, right?
Mitch McConnell was asked, can we really afford to spend $113 billion to Ukraine? He said, don't worry. It's not really going to Ukraine.
It is going to American defense manufacturers.
So he just admitted it's a money laundering scheme.
Yes, America. So you pay your taxes. I pay my taxes. Your mama, your grandma, your daddy pay taxes. The money goes to Washington. They get some of it. They pay themselves. Then, to get some more into their coffers, they send it to someone, military defense contractors, and then it does this right back to them. Let me make sure you see my hands. It go to the defense tractor and it come right back to them. So either way, they double dipping. Yep. That's what the war is about. I tell you, boy.
So he just admitted it's a money laundering scheme.
Yeah.
And who do you think owns every one of those companies? BlackRock. So Tim Scott, during the Republican debate, said, don't worry, it's not a gift to Ukraine, it's a loan. So raise your hand if you think that loan's ever getting paid back. Yeah, of course it's not. So why do they call it a loan? Because if they call it a loan, they can impose loan conditions. And what are the loan conditions that we impose on? Number one, an extreme austerity program, so that if you're poor in Ukraine, you're going to be poor forever. Number two, most important, Ukraine has to put all of its government-owned assets up for sale to multinational corporations, including all of its agricultural land, the biggest single asset in Europe. In Ukraine, there's been 1,000 years of war fought over that land. It's the richest farmland in the world. It's the breadbasket of Europe. 500,000 kids almost, Ukrainian kids, have died to keep that land as part of Ukraine. They almost certainly didn't know about this loan condition. They've already sold 30% of it. The buyers were DuPont, Cargill, and Monsanto. Who do you think owns all of those companies? BlackRock. And then in December, President Biden...
See, the thing is, right? I think one day I'm going to do some research on that. Though BlackRock is trying to monopolize the entire world with everything they do, they buy this, they buy that, stocks, land. They do a lot of things, right? I want to see who are the shareholders of these companies, man. That's why we always say, when Trump says, drain the swamp, right? And that's why they don't like him, because he's not trying to get with the program. Don't matter what, people always have negative things to say about Trump, right? But the thing is, he's the only person, they all unified, the Democrats and the Republicans. Because that's why they always try to make sure they differentiate who supports him. They call them Trumpers, not Republicans. It got conservatives, that thing, but they call them Trumpers. You know why? Because they are not for what the legacy Republicans is about. They're all in cahoots, because from either side of the aisle, I'm sure it's going to be uncovered that a lot of them got stuck in BlackRock. It's just my opinion. I got to state that, you know what I'm saying, it's not fact, but I got my, my conspiracy hat on.
Gave out the contract to rebuild Ukraine. And who do you think got that contract? BlackRock. So they're doing this right in front of us. They don't even care that we know anymore, because they know that they can get away with it. And how do they know that? Because they have a strategy. And that strategy is an old strategy, which is they keep us at war with each other. They keep us hating on each other. They keep the Republicans and Democrats fighting each other, and black against white, and all these divisions that they sow.
So guys, I did the video, so you could take it with a grain of salt, right there, right? But the thing is, these guys are playing with American lives. One, because he's salty and petty, or 2, he's making this exit strategy to make sure his money keep coming. This is Boris, and I'm signing out till the next video. Love you guys. Be good. May God bless you, all of y'all. Later.